In life, it is so important through all the ups and downs that you do your best to stay steady and consistent. Don't let your emotions run your life. Instead, allow your life and the principles that you want to be living by be the actual guidance by which you live your life. Hi, everybody. My name is Craig. Welcome to A Side Hustle. The goal of this channel is to move 10,000 people from stupidly broken to fully free in soul, in heart, in mind, in strength, and in wallet. And so we're going to talk tonight while we're out doing some food delivery for the next hour and change. See if we can make 25, 30, 40, 50 bucks, something like that. And we're going to be out talking about how to weather the storms of life, the ups and downs, but by still staying steady. And so I want to talk about a vision principle, which is focusing out on something further ahead of you. Okay, so this idea is, if you've ever tried to carry like a really full bucket of water and you stare at the bucket of water while you're walking, the water is going to slosh out of it all the time. And that bucket of water kind of represents living by your emotions in life. If, on the other hand, you have a large bucket of water and you want to transport it, one of the best ways to do it is to keep your focus ahead. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but a lot of times the reason that we have our buckets of life are sloshing around is because we're staring at the bucket. We're staring at the emotions of the bucket, as opposed to looking at the long-term picture of the things that we want to accomplish. And so that's kind of my challenge in general is, how do you stay steady when there's all sorts of things, there's all sorts of turmoil going on? Good evening, Kevin. How's it going up by you tonight? It's been some beautiful weather, starting to feel like summer down here in Southwest Florida. Hope you are doing well. So when you're dealing with the ups and downs of life and all these things that are kind of not in your actual control, it helps to not be staring at the bucket and instead be staring at the horizon, staring at the goal of where you want to be, because ultimately that's what we want to be doing. Now, that doesn't mean you can never be sad, never be upset, never have times where you're extra happy, but what it should mean is that you shouldn't just be, oh my goodness, I'm having a bad day, I'm ruined for the entire day. Or, oh my goodness, I'm having such a great day today, everything is amazing, and kind of not have this just high up and down mentality of everything that you are facing in life. And so I really want to encourage you with that. And if you're stuck in this area of just trying to stay steady and you're not quite sure how to do it, let's talk about it here tonight. Let's have some fun. Let's explore some areas that get frustrating to you or kind of keep you trapped. And I know for me, a lot of times I had just lots of emotional highs and lows. And if I was feeling bad, I would be like, oh, I don't feel good, so I'm just not going to work today. And I would waste days. I'm not just talking about hours or minutes here. I would waste days. I don't feel good. So then I would just go mopey. And now it's much different. It's much more like, okay, I don't feel great, but I know I have a mission that I'm trying to accomplish. So I've just got to build that muscle to figure out how to push through on the days when I am not feeling my optimum, ultimate best. And so that's a big part of just kind of how I want to challenge and encourage everybody here today. And so we're going to be doing this. We're going to just stream here for about an hour to an hour and a half, something like that, hanging out with you guys. I'm going to be streaming the Mets game over on the baseball channel after this stream is done, so you can hang out with me more over there. But we're just going to do like an hour and a half of food delivery here tonight. I spent a lot of time on household stuff over the last couple of days and then listing some stuff on eBay. Found some cool stuff that was hiding around the house that I hadn't gotten listed yet. Some things that have the potential of bringing in a couple $100+ So I was like, all right, that's great. Let's get them sold. Let's get them out of here. And so let's see what we can do with all of that. So appreciate everybody being here with us tonight. So yeah, let's talk about, how do you stay steady? How do you manage to kind of keep things going firm, strong as you push through life? And so definitely want to help out with all of that in any ways that you guys are stuck that you want to talk about. So I'm starting the night as platinum. I doubt I will end the night as platinum because I'm only taking big, good orders. And we just declined one. We're still platinum. I don't know how close to platinum, like how close to the edge. We're at 75 points. So if we lose 1 point at any point in time, we're no longer platinum. And so I just don't know how many points or how many declines I have before I will lose it. But that's all right. I scheduled myself out for the next 6 days. So I've got all of my dashes are scheduled. So there'll be no issues with getting out to dash. And I'm kind of practicing the yo-yo method on Doordash, where I simply will bring my acceptance rate up to platinum, get everything scheduled out. Of course, try to stay on platinum, but not take bad orders just to do it. Like we just turned down $6 for 8 miles. That was the very, very first order that DoorDash offers us on platinum. And so DoorDash is definitely one of those areas that has challenged me of how to stay steady. How do I stay steady and focused even in the midst of times when I'm not really happy with the types of orders that they send and I feel frustrated about all sorts of stuff. So I don't want DoorDash to be controlling my life. And in general, I don't want my emotions to be controlling my life. So we're just, like I said, we're going to do like an hour and a half of delivery at most. I mean, it's a Saturday night, so it should be good. But if they don't want to send me anything good, they don't have to send me anything good. So we're good either way. Going to hang out with you for sure while we are out here. And yeah, so we're just kind of waiting at a light. We're going to head straight to downtown tonight. Not going to go to the north end of town because signal for the stream is not super good. The north end of town. South end of town is not always good, but the north end of town, it's never good. So we've got DoorDash, UberEats, Instacart, Grubhub on. We're running all four. See what sort of orders we can find. If there's anything good out there. I mean, or if anything good will be sent to me. I'm confident always in my community. There's always a handful of great orders out here every night. It's just a matter of whether or not the algorithms want to send you those things. So let's go see if we can find $25 or so while we are out and about dashing and delivering here tonight. So we're on UberEats, DoorDash, Instacart, Grubhub, talking about how do you stay steady emotionally, kind of like an emotional talk tonight. But I mean, it can be mentally steady too. Like that's kind of a big part of it. Like how can you stay truly steady where you're like, okay, I am going to stay focused and fixed on what is most important in my life. I'm not going to just because something bad happens to me, I'm not going to fly off the handle. How do you find that? So in general, my hope for you would be to just say, okay, focus on something bigger and greater than the situation. Don't look at the water that's in the bucket. Look at the destination that you're trying to go to. So that way your water's not sloshing out of your bucket all of the time. So if you've got areas where you struggle to be steady, you can let me know. You can comment that in the chat and we can talk about that. Or on the other hand, if you found some other keys that help you be steady, so this is kind of an area that you've overcome and you've done that, share that with the chat as well. And we'll highlight some of your comments and different things that go along with that as well. So that's what we're talking about. How can we just remain steady emotionally and mentally, especially with your work ethic. You don't just every time, just because you're having a bad day, make sure you don't just completely crash and quit on everybody and everything that you're going for. And it's amazing how much damage we can do to ourselves in one day versus how little good you can accomplish in one day. Relatively speaking, you can do a lot of good for yourself, for your life, for those around you. You can do a lot of good, but you can do way more damage in a day. Any single person that's listening to this or watching this, you could absolutely 100% get arrested tonight. You could ruin your life tonight, 100%. There aren't many people who could be set for the rest of their life tonight. To get yourself set for the rest of your life, it's going to take lots and lots of repeated work over a long period of time, staying consistent. But anybody can make a stupid mistake that can ruin your life in one day. Heard a really sad story. I think this was down in Texas. A couple of high school kids got into a fight at a track meet or something like that. And one of the kids pulled out a knife and stabbed another kid, and that kid died. And now the kid who did the stabbing, he's being charged with murder. I don't know all the details of it, but needless to say, that's going to impact his life negatively for the rest of his life. Now, hopefully he could come to some form of whatever. Like I said, I don't know all the situation, but it's very easy to do that. It's very hard to just be like, hey, I'm going to go do something and now everyone's going to love me for the rest of my life. But you can do something where everyone's going to hate you for the rest of your life very easily. It's just a very easy thing to do. Make a mistake based off of your emotions in the moment. And I want to encourage you and challenge you not to do that. All right, we got a $6 plus order. This is it's a platinum order from Doordash from one of our downtown spots. So we're going to go ahead to this order, molto trattoria, something like this. So we got to take a long way around to get to this place. It's like $6 plus for 2 miles. It's probably not anything crazy. It's probably like 7 or 12, but with these plus orders from high-end restaurants, you kind of have to take all of them because you just never know when that $6 plus is going to be a $20 order. There's always a chance of some amazing hidden tip. This is a pretty small order, so I think it's pretty unlikely, but it's meatballs and ravioli with ricotta and spinach. So we're going to go take the long way around so that way we are facing the right way down the road when we are trying to get there. I'm stuck behind a golf cart right now, so. So this is our first order, first delivery of the night. We decided to go straight to downtown tonight. And it's where I think I have the best shot of getting low distance orders. North end of town, there are some good orders, but they tend to be slightly higher mileage on average than my downtown orders are. A lot of my downtown orders I can get, are like 2 to 3 miles or less at times. So that's what we're going to stick with and we're going to aim with because I got a fairly limited delivery window tonight. So I'm going to try to practice the art of staying steady as well as we go through the evening, because one of the best ways to get better at these things is put yourself on camera, share with people about what you're trying to work through, and then actually practice it out in real time. So we're going to try to not get too high or too low. Not to say we won't get excited if we get a really good order, but I think, and here's the thing, it's not even so much about not ever getting too high. But a big part of this is just not getting too low or down in the dumps when something doesn't go your way, that it just ruins your entire day or changes how you're going to treat people or things like that. Like that's really the essential big part of that in my mind. Let's see. Do I try to park? Maybe we try to park back here, because this isn't quite on the corner. I'm going to ask this guy where I can go. Good evening. I've got a quick pickup. Is there a place that I can just park real quick?
Park in the middle.
Right in the middle here?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, we got ourselves a quick little parking spot. Let me pull this up really quick. We're going to throw up the BRB sign this way so everybody knows, and then I'm going to give you guys some music for your listening pleasure. So I'll be right back with you. All right. We are back. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It was kind of a walk because I don't have I had to park in the back alley and walk around. Get everything here. In the hot bag, we only have to go 8 or 10 blocks total. So that should be pretty good. Hope everybody is doing well tonight. Zilfine, how's it going? So we're out. This is my first delivery of the evening. It's going to be a short stream tonight. We're only going to do hour 15, something like that. So already have the directions typed into my GPS. I got to get out of this little parking area that they let me park in. But we only have to go, 8 or 10 blocks. So that's pretty nice. And tonight we're talking about how do you remain steady, emotionally, mentally steady through the ups and downs. You gotta keep driving. Can't just stop right there. Nobody can get by you. Let's go, Miss New York. Yeah, how do you stay steady? I'm doing well. So we got a lot of stuff accomplished at home. I'm going to spend most of this next week doing taxes and getting all that stuff done. So that'll be lots of fun. But hopefully there'll be a little bit of a refund by the time all is said and done. So we will see how all those numbers end up working out. But yeah, so this was $6 plus for 1 mile. It's probably 7, maybe 12 would be my guess. But it's really short, quick drop off, quick pickup, quick drop off. I'm going to be streaming the Mets game on the sports channel here later tonight. That game starts at 7:10, so that's why I'm going to I'll be out most of the day tomorrow. Be out tomorrow morning and evening, so kind of be running all of that. What am I doing? 3rd Avenue North. All right. I did turn down a $31 for 16-mile order from UberEats while I was picking this one up. I just didn't want to have to deal with that. Because if I was going to stay out, I might have done it. But I knew that was going to end up being dead miles all the way back. So another $21 for 22 mile. We are just 2 or 3 blocks away from this drop off. So get this dropped off and we'll have everything on right away and just see if we can get our next order. So I'm expecting 7, hoping 12. That's kind of where it is. And anything over 12 would be absolutely amazing. By steady. Okay, so what do I mean by steady? What I mean is if you're having a bad day, do you then suddenly start to treat people poorly, treat yourself poorly, find excuses to not do the things that you're supposed to do? Or if you're having a bad day, can you continue to remain focused on your better things that are at hand, right? So some people who can be super friendly, and then at other times they're gonna just fly off the handle or whatever, and it's oh man, they just don't. You never know what you're gonna get out of them or whatever. That's kind of what I mean. Ways that we can kind of stay emotionally and mentally steady as we go through the ups and downs in life. All right, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna drop this one off. I just declined a shopping order, which was like $14 for 5 miles, but shopping, I don't really want to spend my time shopping. I didn't even realize I had shopping orders turned on. So let's see, let's go here. I like to turn on shopping orders in the afternoon sometimes, but I don't want to shop in the middle like a supper rush on a Saturday night. There's a much better chance I can get something better. No guarantees, of course. Even with that decline, we're still at the platinum level. We're right on the edge of having platinum or not platinum on DoorDash. I'm fully scheduled out for the next 5 or 6 days. So basically, the whole goal is get to platinum. So at least you can have it scheduled, get as high as you can during the week, and then just burn through it over Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I hope I don't regret passing on that. It was an alcohol order too, so it was like kind of, if it was like and I had to drive a couple miles to get there, so it was just kind of a lot of reasons. There's about 3 different things wrong with the order. If any one of those things was wrong, maybe I would have done a quick shop, different things, but okay. Yeah, so that's one of the areas they'll find that I've been working on in my own life is just be like, okay, how do I push through even when I don't feel like it? How do I still treat people the same way when I'm feeling bad? How do I, for lack of a better term, because some people aren't going to like this term, but for me, it's something that I tell myself, like, how do I man up? How do I just say, look, there have been people throughout history who have had things hurt harder than me, worse than me, and they survived. So there's no reason that I can't survive. That sort of attitude with things. That's really what I've been trying to push myself on. Is like, okay, it's not about that you never get low. It's about how do you react when you get low. It's like, how do you react when it's $8.50 for 8 miles on DoorDash. We're going to pass on that. Any one of these declines on DoorDash could send me under platinum. I'm not going to check every time because I'm going down by like a percentage point every time. All right, so we're going to just head right towards where we like to head when we're looking for big orders. We're going to go ahead to Magic Dumpster, which is in an alley behind some of our high-end restaurants, including the one we just picked up and dropped from. So, and like I said, we're not going to be out here super long tonight. Hoping we can find 25, 30 bucks in just over an hour. That would be ideal. But, oh, by the way, that last one came out as $6.50. So, like I said, it was like $6 plus, but it was like it was very short drive and a very small order. So I was not expecting much more than like a $4 or $5 tip, and that's exactly where that ended out. So we are just gonna go park. My goodness, someone just absolutely ran the red light. Absolutely ran the red light. We almost got T-boned and T-boned them, but we trust no one out here. That's for sure. We trust less than 0% of the people. All right, so we're going to park here by Magic Dumpster. It's going to be kind of sunny. We usually are down here more like towards the end of the night in the evening, but yeah, $6 for 7 miles, and we're like 3 miles from the restaurant. We're going to decline that. Yeah, we're officially down to gold now, so we won't see platinum or catering orders. That's how quick it goes. They'll send you stuff that if you want to stay platinum, you got to take it even though it's not worth it. So, and we're not going to do that. Not going to play that game. Watching Instacart. We're not really in a great Instacart area down here, but we'll see. See if anything pops up. So we're just talking tonight about how do you stay mentally and emotionally steady through especially the downturns in life. When it's just a day that you wake up on the wrong side of the bed or whatever, just a day that's not going, or a season in your life where things aren't going well. How do you work? And what are some success tips that you've had? Ways that you've been able to just say, like, this has helped me. Some more, I'll give you some other practical ideas other than, so the broad point I'm trying to make is look at the big picture as opposed to looking at the immediate problem and the immediate situation that is annoying you or frustrating you. Look at the big picture. But also beyond that, I think for me, I know prayer is one thing that is super helpful for me, to just take that time to pray, reflect, get my heart recentered, get my mind recentered, all those things. Like, that's a big thing for me. And then also, as needed, just to take time to talk through things and process through whatever is broken. Like, I had a day a couple days ago where I was pretty off, and I just took the time to talk through it. It didn't solve every single problem, but it allowed me to treat people in a much better way than I would have been able to treat them normally if I was just going under my own emotional thoughts and stuff like that. So, but yeah, what other tips do you have that help you stay steady emotionally, mentally, even in the midst of things not going exactly the way that you want? And why is it important? Like, for me, it's important because I want to be able to say that I am consistently myself, that I am being the same person all the time, or as close to being the same person all the time as is possible. And I'm not talking here about faking it, right? The idea is not to just like fake it till you make it. Though I think there is definitely some benefits to, suck it up, buttercup. There are benefits to simply saying, like, okay, I'm just going to hold my tongue. I'm not going to spread every negative thought I have in my head to other people, because I don't like when people do that to me. But beyond that, it's just to say, like, look, this is a thing. All right, we're going to grab this. This is $13 for 6.5 miles, but it brings us in the direction of home. And there's other good restaurants at this drop off, and we're parked right here. So it's still like $2 a mile. So we're going to take that. And because we're parked right here, let me put on our BRB and we'll put on the music. And I will be back with you guys, hopefully, shortly. Hopefully they'll have it ready. It's a couple of sushi rolls. Well, that was pretty easy. That was all ready to go. As we got there, appreciate you being patient with us. Picked up, I guess, a couple of sushi rolls. So, and set our GPS, get our sushi rolls here so they don't get too hot in the sun. So we're gonna just go this way. Take the easy way. Get on out of here as quick as possible from the downtown. We got to go about 7 miles to the north. Of course, Doordash says it's like 6 miles, so never trust the Doordash GPS. That's for sure. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight. This is a side hustle. The goal of this channel is to move 10,000 people from stupidly broken to fully free, soul in heart, in mind, in strength, and wallet. And tonight we're talking specifically about the heart and the mind. So, and specifically in the area of just working to stay steady, to take who you are on your good days and on your bad days, and to make that be as consistent as possible so you can be a rock for the people who are around you. You can be someone who is reliable, trustworthy, someone who can be counted on, and people can know that they can go to you even if it's a rough or difficult situation in life, to just build those muscles. Not physical muscles, but those mental and emotional muscles that will keep you steady, strong, growing, firm, whatever words you want to kind of throw in there, that people will be like, yes. Yep, this person is dependable. Good day, bad day, crisis situation, that I know that person's going to be rock solid. They're not going to be emotionally driven. They're going to make rational decisions based off of real data. So that's what we're going to do. Work on that. So let me know if you struggle in this area, or if you've gotten better at it, and what do you do to make sure that you don't dip too low on a bad day? How do you make sure that you treat people equally, even when you maybe naturally don't feel like it? So that's a lot of what we are talking about here. All right, so we're finally back from that maze of back roads. Now we just got to basically head north for the next 5 or 6 miles, and then we're dropping off, I think, to a beachfront condo. I think we're going to like the 12th floor, but a lot of times we don't actually have to go up to the 12th floor. We can just simply either drop off at the desk or meet the customer. I'd say about 2/3 of the time I leave it down below, or the customer comes down. About 1/3 of the time I have to take the order upstairs. It's always fun. I always like when I get a nice 12th-story view, sometimes looking out over the Gulf of America, or just kind of looking back inland or whatever. So hope everybody is doing well here tonight. Just rocking and rolling, doing a delivery. It's like $13 for 6 miles. Going to put us at $20 on the night. With about 45 minutes to go. If we get really lucky, we could get, 2 more quick $10 orders to drop off after this. or one more $20 order. So the channel goal is always $25 an hour and $2 a mile. We're going to get $2 a mile for both of these orders. However, it's still not going to work out. It's 25 an hour. Because ideally, you want at least to be taking two $10 plus orders, and that first one was just too small. But we didn't know what it was going to be because it was a $6 plus on Doordash. Had it been like $12, then we'd be in great shape. So, but I've gotten too many great deliveries on those plus orders to pass on one there. It's a little too risky for me. So hope everybody is doing well. We're just driving. Headed north. So sun's getting pretty low, but we still have almost 2 hours till sunset here, which is absolutely amazing. I'm a big fan of the long summer days. It feels like summer here. I don't know what it feels like where you are. I know some places are getting snow and cold this weekend. Not here. We're like in mid 80s. We are in almost our full summertime pattern. The only thing we don't have yet, so far, the only thing we don't have is the afternoon thunderstorms. We've started to get a little more rain, but overall we're still pretty dry. Once we get into summer, we'll get a thunderstorm. I would say 80% of the days you'll get some form of a thunderstorm in the afternoon. So once those start hitting, which can be anywhere from usually late April to early June, somewhere in that 6-week span, then you know you're in full summer. So anyway, hope everybody is doing well tonight. If you're out doing Doordash or UberEats, let me know how your deliveries are going. If you're working towards anything else or working on anything else, let me know that as well. We've got, let's see, how many miles do we have left to go on this? We've got 4 miles still. So tell me what's going on with your day. Let's see. So today, well, last night we had a baseball game. We were out pretty late, like past 9 o'clock by the time we finally got home. We actually went to Target to pick up some food. That was at like 9:50, so we got home after 10. Cooked up some food. Kids ate a little bit, but they were more tired than hungry, so they just ate a little bit and went straight to bed. And then, so then everybody was kind of tired. Everybody slept in a little bit, but it still wasn't super late. You know, it was between like 8 and 9. And so did that, and then we just worked on a bunch of like sorting, organizing, cleaning projects at the house. Sounds good, Zilfine. Have a good night. Appreciate you. Have a good sleep. And so we did that, and then kids went outside, played for a while. I worked on getting some more stuff listed on eBay, trying to just keep clearing out a bunch of different things that we have piled up. We know we're going to have to move sometime in the next 6 to 8 months, so it's a whole lot easier to start clearing stuff out now versus trying to sell everything last minute. So if there's stuff we know we don't want to move the next time, we're just going to try to clear it out now. So that's kind of the goal. So listed some stuff, been finding some random things that have been forgotten about a long time ago, and trying to put to use things that I want to put to use. And if it's stuff I don't care about, try to just get it sold, get it taken care of, get rid of it, trade it in, give it away, do something with it. Trying to continue to free myself of the burden of just bringing stuff with me wherever I go. And at the same time, free up some cash, keep working on our journey towards financial freedom, and just keep finding things to sell, keep finding things to get rid of, keep working on trying to bring the net income, the weekly income up higher and higher every week. Some weeks we achieve that goal, other weeks we take a little step back. It's kind of a step back week a little bit, but we keep pushing. So yeah, so I did, and then got set up for this stream and the next stream. So as soon as I get home, I'll be able to hop on the other stream, the Metropolitans. We're going to stream the Mets game over there tonight. All right, we are getting close. We're only like a mile and a half away from this drop-off. It's just like 2 sushi rolls. So this is like $13 for 6.5 miles, but this drop-off's not bad. It's near some other restaurants, so hopefully maybe. Hopefully maybe we can get another good quick order here. We've got a sorry about that, something in my mouth, hair or something. Yeah, so we got this order. This will get us to right around $20 in a little under an hour. Not great for a Saturday, but because time is short, I have to be a little less picky. And $20 is better than not $20 for sure. Just going to make our turn here in 0.2 miles, and then got to go some miles down some back roads here. I think we're going to a condo on the beach. That's what it looks like. It's possible it's a hotel, but most of the stuff down this road, as far as I know, is all condos. So that's what we're going to do. Drop off our couple of sushi rolls, collect our $13. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you are having an awesome day here today. We've got our brand new school, SKOOL school group. And so I'm going to really work on trying to build that out and get that going and growing here over the next week. So I invite you to come on in and join. We've got a small group of people over there, but it's pretty quiet so far. So it's a perfect opportunity to get in on the ground floor. It's completely free. If you like diving into the topics that we're talking about on here, like how to stay emotionally steady, mentally steady, we talk about 5 main areas: spiritual health, emotional health, mental health, physical health, and financial health. So 5 areas of my life that I'm working on getting better on a consistent basis, and just kind of sharing my journey through all of that as well. So if you just kind of want to dig into some of those topics a little bit more, you can click to sign up. It's completely free. There will be some paid opportunities in there if you want to really kind of double down on your growth and really say like, yeah, I want to push through things quickly. But if you just want to go casually at your own pace, that's what it's designed to be. I'm going to plan on being in there on a somewhat regular basis, like every day, multiple times a day, somewhat regular basis. I don't know if this is actually a place that I've been to. I've been back on these roads, but I don't recognize exactly where I'm going. So it's kind of fun. All right, well, this is the turn. It is a beachfront condo. Stay to the right. All right, let's do that. All right, so we're going to drop off this order. We'll find out if we can drop it at the front desk or at the customer's door. So I'm not sure if I got to go all the way up to the 12th story or not. I see someone right here, so we might be all good. Matt? All right, that was easy. Didn't even have to go far. I was going to put the music on for you guys, but we did not even need to do that. So it's 6:10. We're looking to go another 30 to 40 minutes. That's one medium range delivery or two quick deliveries if we got to get them quick in order to be able to pull that off. So we're at like $20 in just under an hour of stream time. Of course, we were streaming before we were in our ideal delivery zone as well, but it's all good. We'll count it. We'll count it for what it is. I'm trying to make myself look like this awesome, amazing person. So we're going to just head towards basically two directions we can head. Slightly better restaurants to the north, but it's worse signal. Or we can go slightly to the south. So I think we're going to, just for the sake of signal tonight, we're going to go just a little bit south. But you really can't go wrong either direction. Probably I would head to the north if I was not streaming. I think my chance of getting a better order quickly is slightly better to the north. It's a $19 for 16 mile on Uber. It's a double. We're going to pass on that. We're looking ideally for something that's like $10 plus for 5 miles or less. That's kind of the sweet spot of orders that I tend to get around here. They're not always available. Sometimes you got to go slightly higher mileage or slightly lower dollars. And I try to make sure they're for single orders too, not for double. So we just got offered a $15 for 8, which I'd probably take if it was just one, but because it's for 2 pickups and 2 drop-offs, especially if it's coming from 2 different restaurants, that's a lot of extra time. That's not, you got to calculate into deliveries like that. So how do you focus on being rock steady? How do you treat people? Like, what's the mechanism by which you treat people well, even on days when you're not feeling well? Obviously, one of the things to keep in mind always is it's most likely that other person did not cause your bad day. Your bad day was probably caused by something else. So that's important to keep in mind, as well as whatever you want that relationship to grow into, right? Because you might want that relationship to grow into something where there's deeper trust. And if you mentally or emotionally fly off the handle just because you're upset, someone who's got their head on straight is going to be like, well, you're not the type of person I want to hang out with. So I like to focus a lot on both my long-term goals, but not just that, just who I want to be as a person. Am I consistently being the person I want to be? $10 for 10 miles on Doordash. We're going to decline that. $8 for 13 miles on Uber. We're going to decline that. I made a wrong turn, so you can go. I'm going to go turn this way instead. There's a handful of restaurants here that we can get from. We're just going to pick one of the spots and hope we get something nice. Not going to hang here super long, and it's certainly possible with just kind of the limited amount of time we have that we won't get anything else that's really worth taking. But we can keep our eyes open, even if we get something in like 10 or 15 minutes, just brings us towards home. Because I know I've got to drive about 4 or 5 miles to get home from here. But other than that, we're just going to sit here and wait for a couple of minutes. $7 for 11 miles. We're going to pass on that. It's Uber. We'll refresh Instacart in case there's something good that we're missing. Not seeing anything on Instacart that is worth my time at this point. So we're just going to sit here and chillax. We'll wait here till about 6:20, and then after that, maybe we'll move to one other spot just to see if we can find something else. We can go a little further south of town from here, and if we don't see anything over there, we'll just make a loop and head home. So I hope everybody is doing well today. Good evening to all of you. Happy Saturday. Welcome to A Side Hustle. My name is Craig, and the goal of this channel is to move 10,000 people from stupidly broken to fully free in soul and heart and mind and strength and wallet. Let me post up because I'm going to be live on the sports channel. So we created a new sports channel here. I want to see if I can find that link. Let me see if I can find that link here really quick, and I can post it for you. We're going to be covering the Mets game tonight, so we're going to be talking all things Mets and baseball as well. Let's go here. Let's view channel. There we go. Let me copy, share, copy link. It's like 10 steps to do this on my mobile, but we're going to do it for you. So I'm going to post that in case you want to join over there. Got to watch an advertisement for my own video. Does that mean I'm getting paid? If I watch my own video's advertisement, did that just earn me like a penny? 7:05. There we go. That should hopefully pop up for you. So that's where I'm going to be going live on the sports channel in just a little bit. So we're just kind of having a chill, cool, casual evening. I'm going to sit here for just about one more minute. If there's nothing else that comes up that's worth grabbing, we're going to move. We'll head to the south, not full south part of town, not as far south as we were earlier, but go like about 2 miles. And we're just going to take like the really long way home. So a lot of times I'll do this if I know I'm going to start heading towards home. I'll just take the long way home. That'll give me the best access or opportunity to maybe get one more delivery on the way in. And let's see, $6 for 4 miles. We're not doing that. Sometimes I'll end up having to take some of those smaller orders on Doordash, but on Uber, I'm pretty consistent in trying to wait for $10 plus orders. So let me know what's going on with you tonight, how you guys are doing. We're just kind of chilling. You guys want the music on while we do this? I was thinking, like, we've got all these cool things. Let's do. How do I don't know if I can change and make it. I know on the desktop I can change the volume a little bit because I don't want it to overpower what I'm doing. Text my wife, can you please make sure the new headphones are charging by the bed, please? I don't know. You guys let me know. If this is too loud, I can totally take it out, but at least we can jam. Make sure we don't get. I'm trying to. That might end up getting echoey for everybody. Hold on. We're going to try something here. Gary Hamrick, free? No, I don't think I know him. I will try to get over there tomorrow. All right. I don't know how to fix this easily. You guys let me know. If the music is too loud, I can turn it down. I will try to get over there tomorrow. All right. Well, we're going to start moving again and just see if we can find anything else. Sometimes movement is all it takes to hit something. But yeah, you guys just tell me if this music is too loud or echoey or whatever. So I don't know if it yeah, it should just move. So if you like the music, we can play it. If not, we can pause it. But I just figure change it up a little bit tonight. More likely to see me head bob and dance. So I do think that supper time is starting a little bit later for people, especially on weekends, just because it is light out. And people are like just out doing things because it's nice out and it's light out. So they maybe aren't quite as likely to order the bigger meal stuff until later. Hi. Don't like the music? Sounds good. We can turn it off. Eventually we can like upload our own stuff too, but that's the built-in stuff. I usually just do that as like the intro music if I've like waiting before I go live or whatever. But that's what's cool about this. Very easily customizable. I'll still do if I do like a BRB or something like that, leave that on so people know. Some people like music too. There's just like in general, there's like a group of people that like having music playing in the background. And then there's a group of people who just don't like that at all. So all right, so we're just gonna head in the general direction towards home. But we've got everything on. We'll see if we can catch some other good order in the midst of everywhere. And if not, I already posted the link in the chat. That is for the sports channel. That's where I'm going to be live just after 7 o'clock. So I still have time to grab like one more quick order. Something else 5 miles or less if we get it. But time is wasting. So we'll see if we get something worth grabbing. If not, then yeah, we'll just make our way home. I'll get set up for the new stream and then we will go on there. Bree, since you're giving feedback, let me know if you like if you like the green screen background. I don't know if can I do that here. Let's see. Settings. I don't even know if I can do that on here. What else would it be? Layout? No. Private chat? No. Destinations and title. Yeah, there's definitely limited functionality on the mobile side. This isn't even like the mobile app per se. This is just streaming through a web browser on a phone. So on the actual desktop, I can put a green screen background up behind me. There's probably a way to do it on here, but I don't know how to easily get to that. But are you guys fans of the virtual backgrounds? Like, where I just have, so you're not seeing all the other background stuff, you just have something there? Or do you like more just the natural, let me just see what's behind you sort of thing? So we're just kind of heading in the general direction of home. We're not going like crazy fast or anything, seeing if we can catch. We have time to do one more quick order, but it is pretty quiet out here so far tonight. And so, but it is a nice day. $7 for 8 miles. We're going to pass on that. So, all right. Sounds good. I appreciate the feedback, Bree. I just, keep trying to fiddle around with different options. It's so cool how many options you have, but sometimes it's kind of overwhelming and just good to ask people, what do you like? You guys like? You like music? Do you like green screen? It's like, don't know. If you don't try different things, that's how you learn. It's how you get a little bit better. We're gonna try this Instacart. It's just for one item. It's a little bit of a distance, but there's good base pay on it, and so hopefully they don't have the item, and then we'll just get the base pay. So we're gonna go. It's actually from Kohl's. I've never really done an Instacart at Kohl's, so we're gonna just go run in, check, see if it's there. We'll probably actually end the stream at that point because I'm not gonna bring you guys in to Kohl's. I don't know what the signal's like in there and everything, so we might just do that. We might just end the stream when we get there. But we'll be with you guys for a couple more minutes here for sure. So anyway, just talked about in general today about being steady, staying steady. And not getting too emotionally low or down or treating people poorly just because you're having a bad day, and just working on really focusing on being the best version of you even on the bad days. So I opened with this illustration. I'll repeat again for those who missed it at the beginning. Catch it here at the end, which is you're carrying a bucket that's full of water. The tempting thing to do is to stare at the bucket of water. But if you stare at the bucket of water while you're walking, it's going to slosh everywhere. But if, on the other hand, you look at the direction or the goal of where you're trying to head, it's a much better way to keep from sloshing everywhere. I think a lot of times what we do as individuals is we kind of just slosh our buckets everywhere. We're so busy looking at the water in our bucket and not looking at what we're trying to get to on the horizon. Whatever our long-term goals are, all of our water is falling out, sloshing everywhere. And so my challenge to you is don't look at the water in the bucket. That kind of represents your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts on that given day. Instead, look at the big picture. Put your eyes up on who you're trying to become and what you're trying to do. And then that gives you the freedom to say, okay, yep, I'm going to keep focusing on becoming and being the person that I want to be. So with that in mind, I think we're going to end the stream here in just a minute. I'm getting to this Kohl's. I'm going to park, see if they have the item the person's looking for. But our Kohl's is usually out of stock of like most everything. So most everything that people want to get, at least. So we're going to do that, but I'm going to be live over on the sports channel in, just about a half an hour, 30 minutes. We'll be live over there. So if you want to hang out, talk sports, talk life, talk whatever, we're going to be there. We might have multiple streams running. I'm not sure what we're going to do on all of that, but we're going to do that. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you have a great Saturday, and I will talk to you all next time. Have a great night.